The one that we didn't solve was actually the crack in front of the front cap. That was a sucky job. Okay, would you have caught that? And if you did and you're picking it up, when are they going to change that?
Welcome back to BLUEOX on the Run. You know, 2024 so far has been an eventful year, but we're here to prove to you that not all RV inspections are bad. We've got some good ones to share too.
We don't turn them all down. I mean, I know a lot of people are wondering and guessing, do you ever pass any units? Yes, we do, all the time.
So we're going to start with this one. So we were flown to Alvarado, Texas. Joe and Damani were our customers, so we flew out to Texas to do an inspection on a 2023 Newmar Superstar 4065.
So if you recall, that's the one I had a problem with my hot box. Not this one, the one in the unit. I didn't say it during the video, but because I put my hand on top of the breaker box, I also shocked myself because I put my finger a little bit too far, so you gotta be careful when you go in there. But that was hot. The extension valves on the tires, the extension valve that comes from the inside to the outside, we've seen this before, those will chafe on the wheel and actually create a hole. So now you can't check the pressure from the inside wheel. So that's the problem we have on both sides. So coming in here, I'm looking to my electrical system. I've got a monkey here. So if you can see my fingers right here. So that's my boxes. So it gives you an idea of some sort of a problem that I have in that box. Whatever it is, I don't know. Not my monkey to figure out.
And I had a problem with my washer and dryer.
Yep.
It did not work.
Which could be related, who knows? And that was the point about when are you leaving? So what I know is Joe and Damani, Joe talked to me and he said that he actually fixed this. It was a hard pull reset on the inverter it did, and it solved the problems. The one that we didn't solve was actually the crack in front of the front cap, which actually, as we're doing this video, they are in Elkhart. We met them a couple of days ago. They were having it fixed, repainted, they were happy, everything went good. So the point about doing this and telling you about those details is if they wouldn't have had an inspection, this would have been paid 4 times the fold of the cost of the inspection. And to fly us there, it cost them a pretty penny.
But he was spending a pretty penny.
That's the thing. I mean, even if you're having a special, so I'm just paying $250,000 instead of $400, whatever the amount is. I don't know about you, but okay, I'd like to protect my assets.
And the great thing was, the dealership said, so bring on what your fancy inspectors found. Well, thankfully, his fancy inspectors did find things that they did fix at the dealership. They were treated very well at the dealership, but he also knew that Newmar had their back, and they decided they were going directly to Newmar to get everything tended to. That fiberglass crack is being painted as we speak, so they have fixed that also.
So I want to clarify this. In a lot of cases, a lot of people can justify right away what they sent us, the money they spent with us. I get it. I understand. It's exciting. And you're spending that much money. You were leaving when? What problem did you have if you don't have an inspection? You don't know what you're looking for. You don't know what you're missing. The advantage that we have should be part of your initial thought when you're buying a unit. Meaning,
it's part of your budget.
When you sit down with the F&I, it's funny to see how people can't even use their brain thinking, oh, I'm going to take the tire protection thing. There goes $2,000. I'm going to buy the material covering extended warranty. That's $3,000. I'm going to buy an extended warranty for my engine. That's $15,000.
I think they have a shower leak warranty also.
They might.
You should probably think about that. So on to number 2. This is a 2023 Holiday Rambler 44LE that we inspected for our customer, Hamilton. Actually, it wasn't the first inspection we did for Hamilton. 3rd inspection we did for Hamilton, but the other 2, we've already talked about those in the bad inspections. This
cockroaches and whatever the other one was.
Filthy beyond filth. We're talking brand new units that had only been owned less than a year. How people destroy them, we don't know. But we were able to help Hamilton find a newer unit that was not perfect, but certainly would have kept him at the dealership with the things that we did find, but not enough for him to not buy the unit.
So past the sealant, that was a sucky job, a shitty job, however French or English word you want to use, which I approached to Fleetwood, by the way, on the picture when we were at the Tampa show right after that inspection. And the representative from Fleetwood was there and he says, no, we didn't make this. This didn't come from our shop this way. Yes, it did. You can brag, claim whatever you want that you're the best.
You need to become accountable for what you did, for what your manufacturing facility did.
So I think that's the big problem in this industry. Accountability. None. Where people don't want to go there. They don't want to admit they have an issue. They don't want to confront it. So that's why we had to deal with this unit. This is your unit. You're sending us to go check your unit. We're there to protect your assets. So in Hamilton's case, I had the seal around the door. You were leaving when there was a rip around the seal of the door. Okay, would you have caught that? And if you did and you're picking it up, when are they going to change that? They're going to have to order it. You know that.
And I had a crack in the tile in the shower. And the shower, this is the reason why Hamilton was buying this particular unit. Hamilton's 6'10", 7'11". He's tall, and he needed a big shower.
No, Hamilton, we know it's 6'8".
We know. I'll make sure to put your picture in. But he's a tall guy, which is where I started with my tall stall. This is important for a lot of you.
Because I'm thinking for me, 6'1". Okay, you got room. Okay.
Yeah, I got lots of room.
Okay.
See when I'm showering, doing my thing.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I can only imagine.
Keep going.
I'm showering. There it is. I got elbow room, you know.
Yeah, I never thought of that one though. You're right.
This is perfect. Right. So, I mean, it's phenomenal.
And then my toilet, it didn't flush properly. So that's another thing. Obviously, you want it working properly. Would you have tested that at the dealership in your walkthrough?
No.
No, you wouldn't have. So that was something that would have, again, prevented him from leaving right away. But at the dealership that he purchased from, which we'll give them a shout out because they tended to 100% of everything his fancy inspector team found. And he was extremely pleased with that.
I don't know if they call us fancy as well at the NIRVC, I'm just saying, but I'm sure they do when we pull up, and now they're starting to know who we are, just like we did not too long ago in Colorado. Yeah, it's funny, even some customer will say that, oh, your reputation precedes you.
In a good way.
Cool. Exactly.
In a good way.
Hey, hopefully they'll wake up and fast forward to what they should be doing for the industry instead of just doing for sales. It's about you, and you're about to spend that money. Don't you want to be treated with respect and integrity? Yeah, I know it's long gone, but that's another story.
So let's talk about number 3. This was a 2023 Tiffin Allegro 38CB. And our customers were coming from Texas to pick up this unit in Florida.
January at one point they called us up and they tried to schedule an inspection. Same dealership. Oh no, we don't accept inspectors here. Well, that was news to us because a week before we were there, and that's no.
That wasn't the story that we knew.
But whatever. I understand maybe some inspectors are not allowed to because they've been told or known to do maybe not an
accurate.
I'm not going to go there. So, which is the purpose of why we spend so much time and effort to show you the difference between what an inspection should be and what some other people do. I'm just saying. These people are from Texas. January, they're turned down. They call us up. They are pissed. They're driving back to Texas. Went back to Texas. 2 months later, dealership calls, hey, what about your deal? Well, we told you that we're done. And they were done. They weren't buying there.
They're like, no, we're not buying there. If our inspection team cannot come in,
that was it.
The inspection team we choose, then we're not buying from you. We'll find another place.
We've been there before. If you remember, there's a Cedar Creek we did for Rondo. That we were there before doing theirs after. So it's like, You got to be careful of what management would say about trying to scare you away from doing this. And I understand we create work for them, which they don't want to. They just want to sell. So I get the picture. That's for your protection. That's why I'm saying this.
Some of the work that I found for them is that the P-trap in the kitchen was leaking, and there was a lot of missing sealant around the sink in the kitchen as well. But in the bathroom behind the P-trap, there are some drains back there, and those were leaking way behind. So that was just, you know, a couple of things that would have caused a mess and an issue after you got driving down the road and got to your first campsite.
Well, this kind of leak, you might have forgot about it. You might have skipped it, meaning not that we go through everything in every detail. We're human. We can miss something, but we try as much as we can visually, touch, feeling, to see where something could happen. So as she's going behind and touch this hose, which is a flexible hose because it's a slide out, well, that thing was seeping, leaking. All right, well, that creates water damage on the floor at one point, which we had a unit, if you recall in Ocala, that's what happened from the bathroom, rotting the floor of the slide out. Nobody found this. Nobody could see this.
And
so it lasted long enough that I found it on the floor, which brought me inside the cabinet to finally understand why. But I wouldn't have went behind this panel. I just went deeper just to make sure. I wanted to confirm where it came from.
But as I was going to say, you are going to start putting your toilet paper and your towels and whatever toiletries underneath there, because you're packing, right? You're going to put them in there, and you might notice this months down the road when it's made one heck of a mess.
So that's what we tried to fast forward, to try to see what could happen. We do our best, our damn best, to have all the lines running, water, hot, cold. That's why we do what we do. So to top it off, when we pull there, and you were picking it up when? So we pull there, and on the side, on the street side, I mean, somebody went close to something, scratched the whole side of the unit. I mean, from the sidewall to the slide out. So this whole scratch, if you remember, on that unit, okay, this needs to go to the paint job, it needs to go to the paint booth, and they were okay with that. But you were flying from Texas, picking this up on Tuesday, and nobody saw this? Well, they see it, but they don't tell you. Oh, now you're going to paint job. So your 2-day trip turned into a 1-week trip. Just saying.
If you enjoy videos like this, please hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. If you don't know what to comment, just put C4BO, comment for BLUEOX. So remember, this was just the first quarter of 2024, and although you think that we only do bad inspections, there were some good ones, and we're excited to tell you about these good ones. Good meaning we found issues, but nothing that prevented you from actually buying the unit. And as Pierre likes to say, this is why we have BLUEOX endorsed teams for you across the United States. Reach out to BLUEOX on the Run or BLUEOX RV Inspection, because we can get you set up with a team that's closer to you than we could be.
We seek for like-minded people. So we want to have people who think like us, want to defend the industry like us, want to defend the people like we do. It's easy to just be a checkbox taker and just go through a list, just like, I'm not undermining home inspectors, but like in home inspectors, there's a lot of difference between one home inspector to the other, and people know that. From people who spend an hour to people who spend a day on the house that they're inspecting. I thought they were certified from the same place. So that's where we fast forward above, and we try to catch on to the things you got to look for. So that's the purpose of the endorsement of BLUEOX. I'm just saying, if you are an inspector and you're like-minded, like where we're going, please reach out.
And you as a customer, you deserve like-minded individuals that are ethical, detail-oriented, and are working for you. So remember, and do never forget,
it's not about the destination.
it's all about the journey. You had a hot box. I had a hot box. No, you found the hot box. And that
You got to learn to, how do you say that when you got your own responsible, when you got a sensor?
hold on, it's coming.